selling options on stock that you own. Say you own 10,000 shares of any stock, whatever the stock is. 10,000 shares, 1,000 shares, 5,000 shares, 15,000 shares. And you buy it like me for dividend investments. So you've got your dividend stock. Doesn't have to be a dividend stock. It can be any stock. It can be a stock that doesn't have dividends. And say the current price right now is around $40. And somebody wants to, in the future, maybe buy that stock from you. But the price is $37 and they think it's going to go up to 50 or 60 or whatever. And so they say they want a strike price in the future of $45. Now the price of the stock right now is $37 and they want the right to buy that stock, say in between now and December, or between now and a year and a half from now. So you say, okay, you want to buy it at $45. Right now it's only $37. 3, 8, 9, 40, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that means you want to pay me in the future $8 more than the stock is worth today. Okay. For you to buy that option, I'm going to charge you, say, 40 cents per share. And you have to buy at least 100 shares. So they want to buy 300 shares. So they have to pay the premium of 40 cents per share times the 300 shares. So it's 40, 80, $120. So they pay you $120. Now, they don't own the stock. You own the stock. And so between now and say, it could be June of next year, they have the right to buy your stock at 45. They don't have to buy it, but they have the right if they want to. And then your stock goes up to 42. They're not going to exercise that option of buying at 45 if they can go to the general market and buy it at 42. So if the price of the stock goes up to 47, they may decide to buy that at 45 and then sell it for 47 to make their $2 a share profit, but unlikely. They might want to buy it at 45 if it goes up to like 60. Okay? So say the price goes up to 60. Well, they give you the 45 and you still make that $8 because it was, at that time, it was only 37 when you made the contract. So they say, okay, I'm going to buy my 300 shares for $40 each, or $45. Yeah, 45. And it reached 67. So then they put it right back on the market and they make the difference. Now, if it never gets to the point where buying it for them is worth the 45, if it never gets up to, say it's 44, or it never gets to 45, at the end of the time, you still have your $120. Now, if they do buy the stock at 45, and they buy the 100 shares, they take the 100 shares or 300 shares, they have to pay the 45 times the first 100 is 4,500, 4,500, 4,500. Now, you're still making the money on the shares if it was at 37, 38, 39, 40, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you got another $8 a share over what it was when it was 37. Plus, you still have the $120. So you came out better than you would have if you would have just sat on the stock. Unless you wanted to sell it at 72. But you don't know that it's going to ever get up to 72 or 65 or whatever. So you made the contract that if it gets to the point where they want to buy it, a lot of the times the people will they'll buy the option to buy it, but they'll just let it expire, which means they lose their money, which is good for you. A lot of people have some people have amassed a lot of stock, and they make money on that stock selling the option. And the options are not always fulfilled, so they're just making money. Yeah, I heard of a gentleman that had $300,000 worth of particular stock, and it was a hot stock, and everyone wanted to buy options on it. So that's how he makes his money. Renting, like a rent-to-own. Rent with option to buy, if you want to look at it like a real estate. They put the money down, they're renting the right to buy that particular stock at that particular price, sometimes between now and whenever it expires. And after it expires, they lose their money, you got your money. So a lot of people are constantly buying options. It doesn't mean they're going to fulfill them. So if you own a stock and you still own that stock and it pays dividends, you make the money on the dividends, you make the money on the you're going to make the money on the trade, and you're going to make the money on the option to buy. Now, if the person never exercises the option, as they say, exercise it, you keep the money. If they do exercise it and pay you the higher price than the cost of the stock was, then you make that money. And then any dividends, you make that money. So can you make money with options yourself? If you own a lot of shares of a stock and you want to take the chance of the stock not going up to a certain price where they can make money, yes. Is that a bad thing? No. So it's like, as long as it makes sense to you to get the option to sell a stock at a higher price than it is today, you're building in profit on that stock. If it's 37 today and they want to buy it 6 months or a year from now, or whatever the length of the contract, and they say it's going to go up to 45, they want the right to buy it at 45, and you sell them at 40 cents, 80 cents, whatever it is a share, then you multiply that times 100, that's what you make. If you were saying, okay, I'll sell it to you for 80 cents a share. Okay, so that's 100 shares, that's $80. So that $80 is yours to keep whether they exercise the option or not. If they do 3 times 100, that's $240 for you. And if it goes up to $45 a share and you're making $8 a share, why not? In the meantime, if there's any dividends, you make that too. So yeah, you can make money owning the stock, not selling the stock, but giving them the option to buy the stock at a future price between now and whenever. So, yes, it's a way to make money. And there's no doubt, I don't see a downside, except for the only possibility of a downside is you don't sell the stock at a much higher price and take it. Okay? Take the profit. If it went up to $72 and you sold it for $45, you lost that money. But you have a known commodity coming into your pocket. And if you do that with enough of your stock, you can make a little bit, you can make quite an amount of money on the side selling options that are unfulfilled. And if they're fulfilled, you still make money. If you're careful. You don't want to sell an option to a stock below the current price because they'll exercise it and you'll lose money. So, selling an option on stock that you own can bring you another source of income owning stock. Peace out. Live long and prosper. Have a jolly good day. And God bless America.